Today we are looking at Tamil Nadu politics. And we are not just looking at Tamil Nadu politics. If Tamil Nadu politics is a prism, through that prism we are also looking at national politics, particularly one phenomenon in national politics. And what is that phenomenon? That is decency in politics, or maybe the lack of decency in politics, because politics has been getting very rough across the country. There is a lot of abuse flying. There is also name calling going on. In fact, even as I speak today, the reason I am provoked to do this is not so much what happened in Tamil Nadu yesterday. That is Chief Minister M.K. Stalin going to the house of O. Selvam, the former Deputy Chief Minister, to commiserate with him over his wife's death. And those are very good pictures. You can see those pictures. One hand Stalin has on OPS's shoulder, with the other hand he is clutching both his folded hands. It's a very touching picture. Also, another DMK leader, Durai Murugan, is standing right behind Stalin. So this is quite a touching picture, and not the kind of picture you usually see in our politics these days, which is really full of gali galoj. So even today, and that's the reason I talk about Tamil Nadu, because something that happened today reminded me that what is now the growing trend in our national politics is probably changing in Tamil Nadu. So in national politics, there is a growing lack of decency in politics and political discourse, whereas it looks like Tamil Nadu is making a turn in a good direction. Earlier, he had also taken a decision to retain the school bags which had pictures, portraits of late Jayalalitha, Amma, and the former Chief Minister, that is Edappadi Palaniswamy, on the bags. Usually, when one government does something like this, the next one comes in, the first thing they do is even confiscate any such freebies which have been distributed, because every kid who carries that bag is demonstrating to everybody who looks at that kid that this bag was gifted by the ADMK government of Jayalalitha and Palaniswamy. But he decided to go with it, which was a big change. Now, these 65 lakh school bags worth 13 crores. So it's not even, it was something worth hundreds or thousands of crores. So government could not have changed it. If he wanted 13 crores worth of school bags, he could have written off, and he could have produced the same school bags with his picture and that of his late father. That would have been more in keeping with the standards and style of Indian politics, but he did not do that. That's a change. He also appealed, just when the second wave of the pandemic was picking up in May, first week of May, he appealed to all MLAs to bury their differences and work together. He set up a multi-party COVID advisory panel, and there he also included the former health minister in the outgoing ADMK government, that is C. Vijay Bhaskar. Now you might say that this is routine, but then check around and see in all the states of India and even at the center. That's why the change that we see in Tamil Nadu is something to be welcomed. That's why it's a prism now, it's a good prism through which now we are seeing all of our national politics, and I do hope that leaders elsewhere in the country also draw some lessons.